This episode is brought to you with the support of patrons of the Jessa channel, like Mist. Thanks, Mist. Join the party at patreon.com/the Jessa channel. Hey there, you're watching the Jessa channel on YouTube. I'm Jessa, and today I am here with Kathy's Epilogue. The Tiny Tales series featuring Kathy was a really pleasant success on the Jessa channel, and I am very happy to be able to do more of these Tiny Tales series in The Sims 2 for you. And as I do for every series on the channel, I'm going to do an epilogue or review. In this case, we don't need to review this game because it's The Sims 2, and we already know it is absolutely 5Js. I mean, period. End of story. I've been playing the game pretty much without too many breaks since 2004. So we already know we really love that channel. But really love that game, I should say. But I wanted to come and finish up this first Tiny Tales series with an epilogue. Kind of talk about the story. I've gotten a few questions I wanted to respond to, and then also announce the next game on the channel. So as always, I'm going to bring up a little slideshow of, this time it'll be the screenshots that I got during Kathy's stories that kind of talks about her life and what happened during the Tiny Tales. Oh, and also, before I do this, let's remember, this is an epilogue. If you have not yet watched the series, I invite you to check it out right now, right there. And also keep in mind, spoilers. So now, after I have gotten that out of the way, let's bring up the slides. So this is a watercolor of Kathy's cottage, and you're going to see the actual picture that this watercolor was created from. And I hired an artist to do this watercolor as the very first watercolor for the store, the Redbubble store, that you can buy this watercolor on a journal, on a mug, on painting, just the Redbubble store. Get greeting cards, so many things there. So that's the jessachannel.redbubble.com. But also there is the actual picture that the artist used to create this wonderful watercolor. Her name is Anastasia. She is really, really, really talented. So I would create things in the game, you know, like this particular picture, and she would turn it into these glorious watercolors. But this is Kathy's cottage, and this is where the Tiny Tales, the whole drama unfolded. And I got a question today, actually, in the Grand Dames Discord. And if you do not know about the Grand Dames yet, I don't know what rock you've been living under. But the Grand Dames is a brand new channel featuring myself and 3 other grandmotherly gamers or older gamers. And one of whom is Shirley Curry, and then Britta, Food for Dogs, and Mary, Lady Empire. And so anyway, in that Discord this morning, somebody said, how did Kathy even get abducted in the first place? And I said, well, I'll tell you. So this is for you, Deshi. I told you I'd give you a little bit of that. Kathy got abducted, and you can see here that she is about to give birth from that alien baby. She got abducted because she really wanted to get abducted. She is the head of the Alien Society, the Alien Appreciation Society of Kettle Falls, where she was for quite a while the sole member. But she went to her weekly meetings religiously. And she is, as you can see from her hair, I mean, she's just a goofball. She really is. My story with her, my backstory is that Kathy was always kind of eccentric, you know, even when she was young, even when she was a toddler, like mother, like son here. But she was really gung ho on getting to know or getting to meet some aliens. So one day when she was a teenager, she actually got abducted, and I don't know what went on with the alien probing, but she came back with that hair, that green hair that you see there. And she is in this image, she has just given birth to Sirius, her son, by the trash can outside, like you do, because The Sims. And then she actually put the baby right down and then walked in and literally just passed out on the floor, which I thought was so funny that I had to definitely get a picture of that. But anyway, so here's Kathy, and she is really just loving on her baby there, even though she's thinking about him, even though, yes, he is still outside in the cold. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so that's Sirius there. And he's like mother, like son. He's also a little bit odd. That's just as he got off. I think he was basically saying he was hungry there. But Kathy got pregnant with Sirius, and she thought the first mystery was that she thought she was going to have twins. And actually, we used the pregnancy tester to discover that she was going to have twins. We basically cheated. And yes, his hair is sticking through his little beanie cap there. I know that. That's happening. But anyway, she she and Sirius are just two oddballs, but she loves her son, as you can see here. She's also the laziest mother in the world. And that little basket holds Sirius. I love that basket. It goes up and down, so like you can put it on tables and countertops and all kinds of things. It's a great basket. It's by Crisps and Kerosene over on Tumblr. So this story with Kathy was particularly enjoyable as my first Tiny Tale. It was a no-brainer to make Kathy be the star of our first Tiny Tale. She's the very first resident of Kettle Falls. She is the only sim that I brought over from my previous neighborhood, Akanthop, that so many people still love to this day, including myself. And when I realized I needed to make a much, much smaller hood so I wouldn't be overwhelmed, and I came up with the idea of Kettle Falls, and that everything I would need would be on this one little island. Kathy was the one who had to come over, because she's lived like 4 lifetimes in one sim lifetime. So here is Montague Adams, and the whole story with Kathy losing her baby begins to unfold here. And as the Tiny Tales begins, the whole story is about whether she will be able to find her baby. She didn't know where her baby went, and what would happen. And Montague Adams and Kathy met while they were both homeless. Montague was homeless because of a gambling addiction, and Kathy was homeless because of gullibility. Basically, she believed that she could buy a potion which would allow her to become an alien herself, her ultimate dream. And the potion she basically sold her life savings for the potion and was hoodwinked and ended up homeless. She couldn't pay to stay where she was. So this is Kathy right after she sees that her baby has been taken away by the social worker, because Montague Adams, for reasons I have no idea, just left the baby alone on the lot, and the social worker came and took the baby. Tallulah Romany Chesterton is the social worker in Kettle Falls, and she also owns the orphanage. And oh my gosh, it was so sad. And this is Kathy praying to her Bible, which she does not see as a Bible. She sees it as a tome from the alien overlords with wisdom in it. So she would not call herself religious in that way. She would just call herself one of the faithful, as it were. And as she leaned down to pray, this thought came up, and that was one of the most beautiful endings to a live stream, a recording session that I had ever had with my patrons who, as you know, watch me create content. They visit with me while I live stream and create content. But in any case, here's Kathy leaving, and she ended up leaving and booking a trip through the Simtopia Travel Agency, which is part of one of the things that we do in our patron Discord for the Jessa channel. And so she ended up going to different hoods of other players. If they had The Sims 2, they just downloaded her into their hood. If they had The Sims 3 or 4, they recreated her very well, actually, and then had adventures with her, and then posted pictures of her adventures. So that was really fun. That's the Simtopia Travel Agency. And here's Kathy on her way, having recovered. She spent a good about 3 months or so away from the hood, 3 sim months in sim time, and traveling. And when she came back, I mean, she basically just left in the middle of the night. She packed a bag and she just left. Here she is at her grocery store, and she is she's back to her old self. I mean, she's got, her heart is still broken. I mean, you'll never recover from that. But while she's at her first day at the store, she hears a rumor that Vidorna Romani, who is on screen right now, has a ray gun, a real live alien ray gun. And so she goes over to get a peek and discovers that her child, Sirius, is being held by Vidorna Romani, who, yes, actually lived next door to Kathy. The whole time that she was out traveling, the baby was right next door. And if you want to know more about how that happened, you'll have to just watch the episode. But this is Kathy now gossiping about Vidorna after she has discovered that her baby is there, and has determined to, she basically took her baby. She actually cast a spell, even though she's not a witch. That's all part of the story as well, too. I'll let you watch the series to see that. But she ends up now having just one spell that she can cast, and that's to have somebody be chased by bees. This picture that is on screen right now is particularly amusing because she is gossiping in front of Vidorna's son there. And this is Kathy having experienced the joys of motherhood. Her son Sirius is home now for a while, and this is her, oh my God, babies are hard face. The thing I like about Kathy is that she makes the best faces. She's just like, I'm miserable. And so we also decided to kind of give Kathy a slight makeover. We did not touch her hair. That's iconic. But we made her look a little older, a little bit more motherly. Kind of took some of the harsher lines of her face, softened her face a little bit. But this is Sirius actually asking for a hug from his godmother, Nome Danvers, who is also just happens to be Kathy's ex. Yeah, it's like Days of Our Sims lives in Kettle Falls. I don't know. I think we've made some pretty good stories that would rival even the best Mexican soaps. And those guys really know how to do a good story. So anyway, that is a lot of Kathy's story. And this Tiny Tales was a joy to create. And we are doing the next Tiny Tales already. We have 3 episodes created already for that Tiny Tales series. But in the meantime, we are going to be doing another game. This game is one of the sweetest, tenderest games, and there's a song in this game which has now become the theme song for the Grand Dames that will be played at our live streams. And so I'm going to put this video up right now and show you what is coming up next on the Jessa channel. That is When the Past Was Around. This game came out 2 months ago, I think. And it is one of the most charming, sweet, tender, bittersweet even games that I have played. It's right up there with Luna the Shadow Dust, which we played a few months back, and I loved that game. This game is another really wonderful gem of a game. So we're going to be playing that game next here on the Jessa channel. That content goes up soon, a day or two after this episode goes up, this final epilogue of Kathy's tale. And finally, what's coming up next on the Jessa channel is the next Tiny Tale series, which how do I put this without spoiling too much but getting your curiosity? The unsavory charlatan. That's going to be it today for the Jessa channel. I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope so much that you enjoyed what you saw. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button below. And if you loved it, join the party and subscribe. I'll see you back here with more content. And also, if you haven't yet checked out the Grand Dames channel, that's youtube.com/The Grand Dames. And thank you, as always, for watching.